Next, in the video, the camera pans out to the outside of Konoha village. In a jungle, Orochimaru was instructing several of his subordinates to attack Konoha. About 5 minutes later, Yukushi Kabuto and others immediately dispersed. And Orochimaru turned his head and squinted at Konoha village for a few seconds. Then, he also launched a transformation technique, disguised himself, and headed towards the gate. When he entered Konoha village, he came to the bustling street. Orochimaru stopped here, looking at this scene with some emotion. Because it is a Chunin exam, so the streets are busier than ever. People came and went, shouting. A lot of outsiders hang out here laughing and joking. Many children wander around here and there. This reminds Orochimaru of his days in Konoha village. After watching for a while, Orochimaru suddenly thought of something and looked in a certain direction. Would you like to go and see that place? Hearing his words, the audience in the live broadcast room speculated. Is Orochimaru really going to Ake's store? Then, the camera turned. Orochimaru is already standing in front of the Ichiraku ramen restaurant. With a calm face, he said in a low tone, after so many years, nothing has changed here. It's still the same as 503. Wonder if that boy has taken over his father's place. After standing in front of the door for a while, Orochimaru walked into the shop. It's delicious. Boss, have another bowl of ramen. Ha ha ha. This is indeed a famous store. It's so delicious. Boss, pack 3 servings of fried rice. As soon as he came in, Orochimaru heard many customers adding food. The business in the store is booming. Orochimaru shook his head, then looked at the boy who was busy in the kitchen with a slight smile. He recognized at a glance that that person was the little guy who made himself a bowl of ramen back then. Now he has grown up. Afterwards, due to the snake attachment, he found an empty seat and sat down. At this moment, Anko came over with a smile and said, "My guest, what do you need to eat?" Orochimaru looked up and recognized Anko immediately. Although he was a little surprised in his heart, his demeanor on the surface didn't change much. Anko is here too? Moreover, it seems that he has become a waiter here? Just when he was stupefied, Anko continued to smile and said, "Hi, it's your first time visiting our store, right? We have ramen, fried rice, various soups, and other delicacies. Everything is delicious. This is the menu, you can choose the taste you like." Saying that, Anko carefully placed a menu in front of Orochimaru. Orochimaru couldn't help shaking his head inwardly. Is this still the murderous and ruthless Anko I know? The happy smile on the face is nothing more than that, the service is so thoughtful. Completely turned into a very kind woman. Crucially, her acuity has also decreased a lot. He didn't even see his identity. Thinking of this, Orochimaru suppressed his inner doubts, and then glanced at the menu. I found that there are really many dishes on it. At this time, a young man's voice came again. Anko, let me take care of this guest here. You help to serve the dishes of the guests at the other tables first. Anko nodded, then turned away. Orochimaru glanced over and realized that it was the guy who made himself ramen walking over. Ake looked at Orochimaru, then asked with a smile. My guest, do you want to eat something? We have soul-suppressing steamed stuffed buns, crispy rice dishes, all kinds of fried rice. Ake introduced the dishes in the store again. Orochimaru nodded too, thinking about what to eat. However, when Ake introduced almost, suddenly, he lowered his head and whispered. It's okay. Tell me when you've chosen. Eat slowly this time. Don't eat in such a hurry like last time. Hearing this, Orochimaru trembled all over, and froze in his own position with his eyes kicked. At the same time, the audience in the live broadcast room was also shocked. Didera. Damn it. Master Ake, he recognized Orochimaru right away. How did he recognize it? Kakashi. After so many years, the two of them just glanced at each other. The key point is that Orochimaru has always used the transformation technique, but Ake was able to recognize it so quickly? Naruto. Is it okay to recognize it? Maybe Ake has a strong memory. Namikaze Minato. Wrong, Naruto, Orochimaru and Ake met twice, but they were transformed into different people, and Ake can recognize him, which means he has seen through Orochimaru's identity long ago. Onoki. See. I never thought that Ake had already discovered the identity of the other party. Now that I think about it, Ake is quite calm. Yurihong. Yes. Facing the important fugitive in the village, he not only cooked a delicacy for the other party, but also watched him leave without informing Konoha's senior management about it. Hidan. Why did you do this at the time? Logically speaking, Orochimaru has no relatives or reasons with him, so why didn't you report it? Hyuga Hiyashi. This is really confusing. Black soil. No, I think Ake's husband didn't have time to tell others, and if he didn't catch Orochimaru, he left himself a huge enemy instead. Little Sakura. I think Ake did this on purpose, he wanted to help Orochimaru. Tamari. I think so too. For a while, the audience in the live broadcast room talked a lot. Only then did everyone know that Ake had discovered Orochimaru's identity a long time ago, but he never revealed it. And in the video, Orochimaru also turned around, looked at Ake in surprise and said, You actually know my identity? You already found out? Ake looked around, then nodded silently. Orochimaru suddenly felt very puzzled. Why didn't the other party expose himself in the first place? Then, he asked in a low voice, Then you still have to cook for me then? And now? Dot, are you willing to cook for me? Ake smiled, and said seriously. Cooking itself is something that brings happiness to people. No matter who it is, even if he committed a heinous crime, as long as he wants to eat, I will be satisfied. What's more, you are a member of Konoha, and this is your home. I have also heard many glorious deeds of you Sanin from my father since I was a child. It's only natural to cook for you. Thank you for your contributions to the village. Hearing this, the audience in the live broadcast room was boiling again. Kakashi. Food is to make people happy. Ake has always upheld this idea. Yurihong. Yes, he said it before, but I didn't expect him to remain the same. Ake is really kind, which makes people feel admirable. Little Sakura. Woohoo. I don't know why, but I'm really touched when I hear him say that. Jiraiya. No matter who it is, Ake treats everyone equally. As long as he wants to eat, he will make it for others. He really has a broad mind. Tsunade. This is really comforting. If anyone can be a chef like Ake in real life, then I'll have a drink there every day. Deidara. Hey, Master Ake is really nice. This boy Orochimaru will definitely be very touched. Hidan. To be honest, Orochimaru has broken his defenses a bit before we started eating it. If we eat Ake's hatred resolving food later, will Orochimaru still be able to handle it? Kakuzu. I'm afraid it will be difficult. Inside the video, Orochimaru was really blown away by the matter. After Ake put a bunch of delicacies in front of him, Orochimaru's hand holding the chopsticks was shaking all the time. He slowly ate several delicacies made by Ake one bite at a time. So much so that at the end, Orochimaru actually began to burst into tears. He wiped his tears with his hands while eating with sobs. Delicious, the taste is the same as before. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room felt incredible. Jiraiya. Hey, am I dazzled? Orochimaru. We're crying. Tsunade. Oh my god. This really breaks the defense. Sarutobi Hiruzen. This scene makes me feel unbelievable. Deidara. Damn it. Does that cold-blooded person in Orochimaru have tears? Kakuzu. Sure enough, even Orochimaru can't handle Ake's gentle offensive. Kakashi. Outrageous. It's simply outrageous. Orochimaru really wants to let go of his hatred and start to repent? Just when everyone was shocked, in the picture, Ake walked over with a cup of tea and asked in a low voice. How's the food? Is it to your liking? Orochimaru nodded with satisfaction, then looked at Ake seriously and said. Thank you very much for your hospitality. This is the second best meal I've ever had in my life. The first time, it was also with you. Ake also smiled with satisfaction, and was about to say a few more words. A few strangers suddenly broke into the door. The audience recognized at a glance that it was Orochimaru's hand 4.7. Yukushi Kabuto walked up to Orochimaru and said in a low voice. Master Orochimaru, it's almost time to move. However, after being stunned for a few seconds, Orochimaru shook his head and sighed. Forget it. This operation is cancelled. Yukushi Kabuto and the four of them stared at each other, and they were all dumbfounded. They never expected that their boss would say such a sentence at this moment. Obviously, a few hours ago, he gave them serious instructions on what to do. As a result, it was time to start shooting and ready to do it. Are you going to give up? Several people were numb and asked inconceivably. Hey, what's going on here? Master Orochimaru, why did you cancel it? In the face of questions from Yukushi Kabuto et al. After a moment of thought, Orochimaru explained. Because this is my home. I don't want to destroy it. Here, there are many good memories, but they cannot be completely destroyed because of me. Here, there are many excellent people, such as the boss here, who have been working hard for Konoha. I used to be just like them. It's just that, at some point, I changed my original intention and indulged in some research, thus forgetting the original idea of being a ninja. Listening to Orochimaru's heartfelt words, Yukushi Kabuto and the four of them all looked at each other, dumbfounded. They feel like they are dreaming. I even wonder if the person in front of me is really Orochimaru. In the live broadcast room, many viewers were also stunned at this time. Deidara. Ha ha ha. Orochimaru really came to his senses and regretted it. Black soil. No one can escape the effect of Ake's delicious food. Any grudges or grievances will disappear in an instant. Jiraiya. I never thought that Orochimaru would never forget a meal of ramen a few years ago. As a result, after Ake developed a dish to resolve hatred, Orochimaru came to the door again, and he was recruited. Hidan. What the hell? Orochimaru was able to successfully launch an attack, but at the critical moment, he regretted it. Onoki. That's right. I'm so well prepared, why don't you just give up? Fourth Raikage. What a pity. Why did Orochimaru run to try Ake's food again? In this way, third Hokage won't die. Tamari. But, isn't our fourth generation project gone at this time? Grandma Chio. It should be. It's all here at Konoha. That boy Luo Sha must have been killed long ago. Luo Sha. Damn it. Just stop invading like this. Didn't the old man die in vain at your hands? Neji. Is it a coincidence or fate? Kakashi. Thanks to Ake, I somehow saved Konoha in the third generation. Inside the video. After Orochimaru finished speaking, he didn't stay here any longer, and left with a group of dumbfounded subordinates. At this time, Anko also knew that the man just now was Orochimaru. 08 The opponent still wanted to attack Konoha. But, for some reason, he gave up. Anko was just surprised for a while, and then didn't think much about it. After all, she is no longer the ignorant girl she once was. She also has her own home, a man she likes. She didn't care about anything else in the past. Shortly after Orochimaru left, the Ichiraku ramen restaurant also closed. In the shop. After packing up, Ake sat there, a little dazed. Anko walked over at this time, rubbed Ake's shoulder with his hands, and said softly. What are you thinking? Are you tired today? Ake shook his head, sighed and said, I was thinking, there is still too much hatred in the ninja world. After so many years, Orochimaru also came back again, ready to take revenge. If, today, he didn't eat those few dishes that can dissolve hatred from me, then Konoha will probably be bloody and bloody tomorrow. I don't know how many people will die. Anko leaned on Ake and said helplessly, that's true, but we can't help it. We can't let everyone eat your dishes and let them all resolve their hatred. Ake nodded, then stood up. He looked at Anko seriously, and said firmly. I want to open branches in all 5 countries. Now it's only in Konoha, it's really impossible to let many people eat the food I make. However, if my restaurant opens to various places in the ninja world, wouldn't that allow more people to eat it? In this way, many hatreds in the ninja world will be resolved relatively faster. Hearing this, many viewers in the live broadcast room were immediately excited. Deidara. Ah. It's about to start. It's really about to start. Master Ake is about to make a big move. Naruto. Actually, we are going to open branches in 5 major countries. This is so exciting. Kakashi. In this way, it is true that more hatred can be resolved faster. Haitu. It really deserves to be Ake. He cares about everyone, and it's his performance time. Hidan. I'm going. Konoha village can't stay any longer, and I'm going to the ninja world to accept younger brothers. Onoki. To be honest, I am really looking forward to whether those big villains from the Akatsuki organization will turn their backs on the dark and turn to the light after eating Ake's food, and become truly kind people. Kiki-same. I don't think we have to run away, because Shimaru used to belong to our organization too. We have already learned from the past. Conan. Ake is really going to use a spoon to rule the ninja world. Just when the audience was discussing excitedly, the camera turns. The land of winds, at the border. The wind is blowing and the dust is flying, in a small town. On the street, Lu's few villagers walked back and forth. Just at this time, a young man with blonde hair and dressed in Xiangyun clothes passed by here. It was Deidara. At this time, he just finished his mission nearby and was about to go back to the organization. Deidara walked slowly all the way. Looking at the surrounding environment, some couldn't help but think of the days when he was a child in the land of Earth. Not long after, he passed by a more decent ramen restaurant. There were many people lined up outside the door, and it was extremely crowded. Ichiraku Ramen Restaurant. Why is business here so good? With a little doubt, Deidara walked over with a frown. Seeing that he walked in without queuing, some people immediately became dissatisfied. Hey, yellow-haired boy, team. That's right. Do you have any self-consciousness? Go to the back for me. Brat. Hearing the abuse from these people, Deidara showed a disdainful expression. Then he kneaded a piece of clay and settled among the crowd. Boom. There was an explosion, which frightened a bunch of people immediately. Everyone dispersed and fled the place. Deidara laughed wildly and said, "Ha ha ha. Seeing my art explode, did you just run away?" Then, he turned his head and walked into the shop. After entering, other diners also immediately checked out and left. Don't dare to stay here for a moment. Ake, who was busy, looked at Deidara who came in, but said calmly, "Come in. Here is the menu. What do you need? Order by yourself." That's right. This store is exactly the branch opened by Ake in the land of Earth. It's just that many viewers in the live broadcast room didn't expect it. Deidara would be here by such a coincidence. Hidan. Oh. Deidara actually appeared, and she appeared quite arrogantly. Ha ha ha. Black soil. Deidara, if you enter Ake's shop, you will be finished. Kiki-same. Deidara, that stinky brat is throwing himself into a trap. Deidara. Damn it. Why is it me? It's over, it's over. You won't cry until you die, right? Don't. Kakashi. Everyone has to take a good look at his airy appearance at the moment, or he will be crying after a while. Onoki. I really want to see Deidara's shameful repentance. Kakuzu. Deidara's character has always been careless, heartless, and he probably has no special thoughts in his heart. Maybe he can resist the effect of Ake's food. While everyone was discussing, inside the video, Deidara sat on the seat carelessly and said with a smile, "Boss, just make up 2 of your signboards. Let me see how your food is. How many people can queue up to eat it?" Ake nodded, did not continue to ask, and started cooking directly. Not long after, he brought up a serving of sweet and sour pork ribs, a cage of steamed buns, and a serving of ramen. "Guest, please use slowly," Deidara snorted coldly. Then he picked up the chopsticks and directly fed a steamed stuffed bun into his mouth. However, when the steamed stuffed bun just entered his mouth, he chewed it twice. Deidara immediately showed surprise. Immediately afterwards, he began to eat voraciously. After a few minutes, Deidara ate clean of all delicacies. Then, he leaned back on the seat, stared blankly there, and fell into long-term thinking. It took a while. Ake came over, patted Deidara, and asked calmly, "My guest, what's the matter with you?" Deidara had a sad face, then looked up at Ake. Immediately afterwards, tears rolled down from Deidara's eyes. I suddenly want to understand a lot of things. What's up?" Ake poured a cup of tea and handed it to Deidara. The latter sighed, and then said in a low voice, "I used to be a trader in the land of Earth, but because of my selfishness, I always thought about myself and never considered other people's feelings, and I never cared about the feelings of those who love me. When I was young, I liked to cause trouble very much, and when I grew up, I caused a lot of troubles. Those people in the village are so simple, how can I hurt them? I really regret the ridiculous things I did these years, and I shouldn't have used bombs to scare others just now. It would be a pity if you accidentally blow up such a good chef like you. No. I want to go back to the village and apologize to the villagers and my teacher. Thank you." After speaking, Deidara turned and left resolutely. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room was shocked. Hidan. Damn. With just 3 dishes, Deidara completely regretted it and went back to her village. Haitu. Haha. Deidara really shed tears. Onoki. It really makes people feel comfortable. If there is such a delicacy in the real world, it would be great. Naruto. Ake is really here to deal with the big villains. No matter who he is, after eating his food, he not only regrets it, but also thanks him. Kakuzu. Hey. I didn't expect that heartless Deidara couldn't handle it either. Deidara. Hey. This is so embarrassing. Then, the screen continues to change. In Rain Shinobi Village, in the secret base of Akatsuki, Pain looked at a group of his subordinates, frowned and asked, "How did Deidara go so long this time? I haven't come back yet." Others have speculated. Could it be a betrayal? That kid complains about the mission all the time. Or what happened to him? This mission shouldn't be difficult. He can handle it alone, but it's more than enough. Just as these people were discussing, Conan receives a message from outside. Then he told everyone. It was discovered that Deidara's last haunt was in a small town on the border of the Land of Winds. Pain nodded. Then he glanced at the people sitting there. Kisame, Itachi, you two go check it out. See this. The mouths of Kisame and Uchiha Itachi in Akatsuki's organization, Kakuzu couldn't help but twitch. Both of them looked at Pain with some complaints at the same time. Why did you choose the two of them at that point in time? Doesn't this mean that he will also suffer? Deidara laughed wildly beside him and said. Just laughed at me, can you still laugh now? I can wait for you two to look regretful. Hidan breathed a sigh of relief. Thank you, leader. I wasn't allowed to go with Kakuzu-san this time. The others nodded and looked at Pain gratefully. If I go here, I will definitely enter Ake's store. That is a place where sins are baptized. It's really embarrassing to regret and cry when the time comes. Next, in the video. The camera turns. Still in a border town in the Land of Winds. Uchiha Itachi and Kisame walked slowly down the street. The two looked stern, observing from left to right. Soon, they came to Ichiraku Ramen Restaurant. Kisame sneered and said, according to the investigation, Deidara appeared here at the end, and then disappeared. Itachi had no expression on his face, and said indifferently, go in and have a look. At this time, because it was still very early, the business in the store was still normal. After entering, Itachi and Kisame searched around. It was found that there was only one young chef in the shop. The two found a seat at random and sat down. Boss, here are 2 ramen noodles. Ake, who was busy, turned his head and glanced at Kisame and Itachi. Then he said with a smile, okay, please wait a moment. In the process of Ake making ramen, Kisame asked calmly, boss, have you seen a young man with blonde hair wearing the same clothes as us before? While cooking, Ake said in a responsive way. Oh, the guest you mentioned, he came here once and ate here, but he hasn't seen him since then. Kisame nodded, then continued to ask. When he came, was there anything special? Ake frowned, then shook his head and said, the guest was a bit grumpy. He planted a bomb in front of the door, scaring away all my guests. Ghost Shark froze for a moment, then shook his head. He could imagine Deidara doing something like this. Then, Itachi also asks, boss, where did he go after eating here, do you know? Ake thought for a while and said, I remember he said he wanted to go home and miss those people in his own village. Hearing this, Itachi and Kisha felt puzzled. Deidara is so careless, a lunatic who spends all day thinking about art explosions, is he homesick? Isn't the boss just teasing them? But seeing that the boss was young, he didn't seem to be able to lie, so they didn't ask any more questions. Soon, the ramen was served. 2, please take it easy. After Ake put it down, he went back to the kitchen and continued to work. Kisame held the chopsticks and said to Itachi beside him. That kid Deidara really showed up here. It's just that he wanted to go home suddenly. What happened? His head was caught by the door. Itachi shook his head, he was also puzzled by Deidara's situation. Ghost Shark put a chopstick of noodles in his mouth, and then his eyes lit up. Huh. This tastes really good. Afterwards, he speeded up and began to smack the noodles. After the weasel at the side took a sip, a hint of shock flashed in his eyes. After a few minutes, the two ate up the noodles and soup. At this time, Ake brought another plate of buns, 1 plate of dumplings, 1 serving of mapo tofu, and 2 servings of cantaloupe soup. You two, these are some new dishes that I have recently researched. You can try it and give it away for free. Guixie said with a smile. Boss, you are really an honest person, you gave us so much? Ake waved his hand and said. Where is it? The main thing is that there are no guests at this meeting, so you can taste it slowly. Kisame nodded, and said unceremoniously, okay, thank you boss. Because of the delicious ramen just now, Kisame has been fascinated by Ake's craftsmanship. Itachi was a little puzzled, but there was no reason not to eat the delicacies delivered. Besides, he didn't believe that the young boss could do anything to him and Kisame. Afterwards, the two buried their heads and continued to eat. See this. The audience in the live broadcast room immediately started discussing. Deidara. Haha. Master Ake is a real person. He also gave away such a lot of delicious food. These two people must not be able to hide. It's amazing. Yurihong. Ake may have discovered Itachi's identity, right? That's why I gave it away for free. I want to completely resolve the hatred in the hearts of these two people. Onoki. Regardless of whether he found Itachi's identity or not, one thing is certain. Ake knows that the two of them are members of the Akatsuki organization. They wear such conspicuous uniforms that are known to the entire ninja world. Where can they not be known? Fourth Raikage. That's right, this auspicious cloud costume organized by Akatsuki is really necessary for them to walk. Black soil. For some reason, I suddenly feel that Itachi and Kisame are a little innocent, and they have been tricked by Ache, but I like this trick very much. Terumi Mei. Ache is a good deed, let them put down the butcher knife and become a good person in the future. Jiraiya. As soon as these delicacies enter the stomachs of the two of them, shouldn't it be right away? Hidan. To be honest, Itachi has been putting on a face all day long, and I haven't seen him show any other expressions yet. Kakashi. Don't worry, everyone will witness a miracle soon. Uchiha Madara. HMPH. Even if this Itachi repents, he will never be forgiven for his mistakes, he must die to apologize. Uchiha Kanamitsu. That's right. What's the use of him regretting? We're all dead. For a while, everyone couldn't help but began to tease Uchiha Itachi and Kisame. Next, in the video. After solving the delicious food sent by Ache as soon as possible, Uchiha Itachi and Kisame, just like Deidara before, collapsed on the seat, dazed, as if thinking about something. Especially Itachi, after being stunned for a while. Tears suddenly began to roll in his eyes. Immediately afterwards, he actually started crying bitterly. Why would I do that? Now that I think about it, I was. Alas. Ache came over, patted Itachi on the shoulder sincerely and said, "What's the matter? Is there something sad?" With tears in his eyes, Itachi said intermittently. "I don't know why, but I suddenly recalled what happened before. I regret it so much, how could I have made such a big mistake? Woo. I'm such an idiot, I shouldn't have killed the killer. Is there anything we can discuss?" At the beginning, he insisted on going his own way, and he has fallen to the point where he is today. "I'm sorry to my parents, I'm sorry to my younger brother, I'm sorry to everyone in the family. I am a sinner." Saying that, Itachi hugged Ache directly, and cried even more heartbreakingly. On the side, Ghost Shark also said sadly, "Hey, why am I so ruthless? There was a nice woman in front of me back then, why didn't I cherish it?" Then, not long, Itachi and Kisame stood up at the same time. "No, I want to go back to the village." After finishing speaking, the two nodded solemnly towards Ache, and Rhytong rushed out of the hospital. And Ache glanced at the backs of the two people who were walking away. He also nodded with a smile, and then began to pack up. Seeing this, after a few seconds of silence in the live broadcast room, it suddenly boiled over. Kakashi. Damn. The two of them really regretted it immediately, and then they woke up. Black soil. Uchiha Itachi's reaction is too big, right? He's crying. It's in contrast to the ruthless appearance just now. Uchiha Madara. Damn, I'm so embarrassed to cry. Back then, even animals couldn't do it. Deidara. Haha. Itachi cried so badly. Kisame also cried. It's so interesting. Hidan. F*K. Brother Kisame still thinks about women, it seems that there is a story. Scorpion. I guess it's just unrequited love. Who would appreciate his grimace? Jiraiya. The sins in the hearts of both of them were completely released at that moment. All grievances were resolved, and they recalled the beautiful things they had neglected. Onoki. If things continue like this, everyone in the ninja world will be baptized by Ache. Yurihong. People from the Akatsuki organization can't resist Ache's food effect, let alone others. Peace in the ninja world is just around the corner. Terumi Mei. Incredible, Ache really brought peace to the ninja world in his own way. Senju Tobirama. With just a spoon, he really wants to do it. I thought he was a bit daydreaming before. Senju Hashirama. This is really amazing, a few delicacies can also rule the ninja world. Let the guests eat delicious food without using force, this is really a healing life. Everyone in the live broadcast room was filled with emotion, several members of the Akatsuki organization were actually instigated by Ache. Immediately afterwards, inside the video, Konoha village. Kurenai Yuhi, Kakashi, and Asuma are walking on the street chatting. Suddenly, a black figure appeared in front of them. Kakashi glanced up. Then he immediately opened his mask and took out Wu in his hand. Kurenai Yuhi, Asuma also took out her weapon in shock, staring cautiously ahead. Kakashi said in surprise, Yuzhibo Itachi, you. What do you want to do when you come to Konoha? That's right, it was Uchiha Itachi. I saw him with a dim expression, and said softly in his eyes. Kakashi, long time no see. Don't be nervous, I just want to go back to the village and continue to live when I come back this time. When I did something wrong, I let the village punish me. Hearing this, the three of Kakashi were stunned. They never expected. He defected to the village for several years and wiped out the Uchiha clan. Uchiha Itachi, who committed a heinous crime, turned himself in at this time. Kakashi frowned and said uncertainly, "You mean to come back and surrender?" Itachi sighed deeply. "Yes, I regret that I ever did such a thing." At this time, Sarutobi Hiruzen also rushed over with a group of people. Uchiha Itachi watched him coming, tears welling up in his eyes. Then, plop, he knelt on the ground and began to cry and tell his fault. Sarutobi Hiruzen let out a long sigh of relief, then kindly walked over and patted Itachi on the shoulder. "Just come back, kid." At the same time, Sasuke also got out from the crowd at this time. He ran over excitedly, hugged Itachi and cried loudly. "Brother, you're back. Woo, I miss you so much." "Brother, I miss you too. Woohoo." The two brothers hugged each other tightly, crying heartbreakingly. See here. The audience in the live broadcast room were all dumbfounded. Terumi Mei. This is the perfect ending? Konoha won't hold Itachi accountable anymore? Black soil. Logically speaking, Itachi made such a big mistake, so why should he be punished? But seeing third Hokage like this, I feel very happy. I don't even mention the past. Onoki. Looking at his kind appearance, if you don't know, you think wrong as someone who has made great contributions to Konoha. Hidan. Hey. I suspect that the death of the Uchiha clan has something to do with third Hokage. Uchiha Fugaku. There must be. Itachi had been working in Anbu at the beginning, and he was probably brainwashed by Konoha's high level, so he did those things. Uchiha Madara. HMPH. This group of Konoha people should be damned. If I have the chance, I will visit Konoha in person. Senju Hashirama. This does seem to be so interesting. Monkey, did you really participate in that matter? Sarutobi Hiruzen. I don't have one. First generation. Don't listen to their random guesses. Danzo. This is obviously because everyone was influenced by Ake's cooking and forgave each other. Naruto. This is too outrageous. Sasuke is actually hugging his brother. I can't even think about it. Countless audiences were trembling all over. No one thought that this filial son who exterminated his clan would not only not be punished, but even forgiven when he returned to the village. Clean it up straight away. Then, the video continues to play. The camera turns. Rain Shinobi Village. Akatsuki's secret base. Pain frowned, looked at the crowd with some doubts and said. It's been 3 days, haven't there been any news from Itachi and Kisame? Conan on the side shook his head, and said calmly, no, since they entered the small town on the border of the Kingdom of Wind, they have completely lost contact. Pain pondered for a moment, and then ordered. Looks like maybe something happened to them too. Scorpion, Hidan, you two go check it out again. Remember, no matter what, within 2 days, you must send a message back. 173. Scorpion and Hidan nodded and took orders to leave. At this time, in the Akatsuki organization outside the video. With a bitter face, Hidan shouted sadly, it's over. Even I want to go. I really can't escape now. Scorpio is also eclipsed, interfere. Don't embarrass me too much. Deidara on the side applauded loudly. Ha ha ha, it seems that we are all going to fall into the hands of Master Ake. It's getting more and more interesting. Next, in the video. 3 days later. Akatsuki. Pain walked back and forth in the base very anxiously. What happened? No news from Hidan and Scorpion. Conan sighed helplessly. For some reason, this time is the same as the previous 2 times. After they entered that small town, they disappeared completely. Needless to say, these 2 people must have been whitewashed. Then, just like Deidara's model, quit the Akatsuki organization, and repent in the village. Pain frowned, thinking for a long time. After that, he took a deep breath and said. Conan, you and Kakuzu go again. Remember this time, don't act rashly. What's the matter, come back and tell me. Conan nodded, and Kakuzu set off again. Today, the sky is cloudless. In a small border town in the land of winds. In front of the Ichiraku ramen branch, there's already a long queue here. Conan and Aide stood not far away and watched for a while. According to the investigation, Deidara made a fuss here before and then disappeared. There may be something lurking in this store. Afterwards, the 2 continued to wait until the evening. Finding nothing abnormal, they slowly headed towards the shop. After going in, the two found a seat at random and sat down. At this time, Ake just took a break, after discovering that the guest who came was a person in conspicuous black clothing. He stood up with a smile on his face and said politely, "You two, what would you like to eat?" Conan casually pointed at the two dishes. It didn't take long for the dishes to be served. Kakuzu ate calmly. After finishing one dish, they ate another dish. Conan didn't eat, but kept looking around. From time to time, I also ask Ake some questions. "Excuse me, has anyone in the same costume as us eaten here before? What did they eat? Where did you go after that?" Face these questions. Ake also answered all the previous questions in detail. Just talking about where those people went. Ake also shook his head and said, "I don't know about this." Conan nodded. At least he confirmed that the last place where those companions appeared was in this shop. And at this moment, suddenly, Kakuzu on the side slowly put down his chopsticks, and then sighed secretly. Conan turned his head suspiciously. "What's wrong?" "Kakuzu." I saw Kakuzu said with a lonely expression. "These years, I have lived too tired. Except for doing tasks to make money every day, I don't have any time to rest. I want to just retire." Afterwards, Kakuzu got up and went straight out to leave. This made Conan dumbfounded. He stared at Kakuzu, who was going away with wide eyes. What's going on here?" At this time, Ake came over with a cup of tea and said, "Don't think too much, he just let go of all grievances and wants to retire." Conan said in shock, "Then it wouldn't be such a sudden thought." Ake explained with a smile, "Of course it's not a whim, it's because he ate the food I made." Then, Ake pointed to the two discs on the table and said, "These foods all have the effect of diffusing hatred." How is this possible?" Conan stood up in disbelief. Immediately afterwards, she was stunned for 2 seconds. Suddenly remembered something, and then asked loudly, "Before Deidara, Itachi, Kisame and others also ate your food, did they become like this?" Ake nodded and said, "That's right, those wearing black clothes like yours, including the two of you, a total of 7 people came to my shop to eat." Conan's heart skipped a beat. No matter what, she didn't expect that the people in her organization could not be contacted, and this was the reason. Although what Ake said is a bit outrageous, but a ruthless, money-crazed miser like Kakuzu would want to retire. Conan can't think of any other reason than what Ake said. What's more, those companions who organize themselves are all great figures in the ninja world. Except for a situation similar to that of Kakuzu, I am afraid that no one can prevent those people from contacting the outside world. In the end, Conan also believed in Ake. However, after thinking for a long time, she looked at Ake very seriously, and then fell into a long thought. After thinking for several minutes, Conan turned and left as if he had made up his mind. Looking at this scene, many people were surprised immediately. Kakashi. See. This Conan didn't attack Ake. Just now I was wondering if Ake will be killed this time. Onoki. Indeed, knowing that her companions were turned against by Ake's food, she was not angry, did not take revenge or anything like that. Deidara. It's really unreasonable. I waited for a few people to eat the food of Master Ake. They had to let go of everything and start a new life. Conan didn't eat a bite. How could he leave without thinking? Hidan. Damn it. Conan should take down the opponent immediately. Such a good opportunity. Jiraiya. Maybe she is worried that Ake has set up an ambush, afraid that she will be recruited. Kakuzu. I think she can't see through Ake, so go back and tell the leader about it, and then we will come to trouble Ake together. Scorpion. Hey. I have to say, we were defeated by Ake again. Ghostfish. So what? Whoever eats his delicacies can't bear it. While everyone was talking about it, inside the video. Soon, Conan returned to the Akatsuki base alone. Pain said worriedly, "What happened? Where's Kakuzu?" Conan reported nervously, "Kakuzu is still watching over there. We found a store there, which was very suspicious. Deidara, Itachi's disappearance may have something to do with that shop." Pain frowned and said, "The store? Is someone from the ninja world sitting there?" Conan shook his head and said, "No, it looks like an ordinary restaurant." Pain nodded, and then said, "Well, I'll go with you again." However, at this moment, Conan stopped him and said, "To go to that shop, it's best to go with your body. Because the food there is a bit special. I suggest you try it yourself." Pain thought for a moment, finally nodded and said, "Okay, you come in." Not long after, Conan pushed Nagato, who was in a wheelchair, out of the base. Seeing this scene, The audience in the live broadcast room fell silent for a moment. Then, everyone erupted. Kakashi. What's the situation? She brought the leader of the Akatsuki organization over. Little Sakura. What? Is Conan trying to trick this wheelchair-bound person into eating? Deidara. F*K. Conan, you want Nagato to eat too? You're going to cheat our leader. Hidan. Hey. There's no need to be so ruthless, right? Let the leader go even if you're lying. Ghostfish. Tuan Mie. This is really about to be wiped out by Tuan Mie. Namikaze Minato. I guess Conan is probably for world peace, so I want Nagato to let go of the hatred in her heart. She may have hated the life of the Akatsuki organization. Onoki. That's right. Otherwise, why would she tell that lie? She didn't kill Aike before, so she thought of this. Jiraiya. Hey, these kids used to be very innocent, and they wanted to fight for peace, but now they are getting further and further away. Conan is trying to bring Nagato back to his original state. Xie. But, this is a bit too outrageous. How can you say that he is also his leader, who has been with him for so long? Doesn't he bring such deceitful people? Ghost. Who knows? A woman's mind is hard to guess. Tsunade. There's nothing wrong with that. Anyway, there are not many people left in your Akatsuki, and the leaders will be washed for nothing. For a while, everyone was surprised because Conan tricked Nagato out. Especially the people from the Akatsuki organization. They were all defeated by Aike's food. As a result, a traitor appeared in the end. Not only did he fail to avenge them, but he also tricked the leader into Aike's restaurant to launder his name. Next, in the video. Soon, Conan pushed the wheelchair, and Nagato came to the door of the store where Aike was. Nagato frowned and asked, is this the place? Where are the Kakuzu people? Conan looked around, then calmly said. Maybe still in ambush nearby. Let's go in and take a look first. Nagato didn't speak, but nodded silently. Immediately, the two entered the shop. Aike was busy in the kitchen when he raised his head and glanced. When he realized that Conan was actually pushing another person in, his eyelids twitched slightly. But then, he said with a smile, welcome, what do you two want to eat? Conan opened the mouth first. Boss, let's have some side dishes. Aike nodded, then turned around and continued to work. After a few minutes, a dish of mapo tofu, golden fried rice, and Japanese ramen were scolded. Please enjoy. Nagato nodded calmly. After Aike left, he went to the kitchen again. Nagato turned his head, looked at Conan and said. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong here. Conan nodded. Seems like it. Then she handed over a pair of chopsticks. However, come here, let's try the food here first. Nagato had no doubts, and began to eat slowly under Conan's gaze. Just like everyone else before, Nagato did not escape Aike's curse either. As I ate and ate, my eye sockets began to moisten. Rattling. Tears flowed down one drop after another. Conan stroked Nagato's back worriedly, and said with concern. What's wrong? Nagato. Nagato shook his head and continued eating. After eating more than half, he could no longer control the throbbing in his heart. Tears flowed down. Conan, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for you. Conan was a little flustered. She didn't expect Nagato's reaction to be so big. Grabbing Nagato's shoulder quickly. No, you've been fine. Nagato shook his head, crying. I've done so many wrong things. Yahiko's original dream was destroyed by me, and a murderous organization was established. I shouldn't be like this. We all just wanted to bring peace to the ninja world in the first place. However, now too many killings have been added. I was wrong, outrageously wrong. These years have made you tired. Listening to Nagato's story, Conan couldn't help but shed tears. It's okay, we start again now, and there is still time. Nagato, let's go back to the beginning. Nagato nodded, choked up. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room is already numb. Naruto. Sending away another one. Onoki. It's amazing. It actually made Nagato cry to death, and he's still in that sad confession. Terumi Mei. All members of Akatsuki's organization have been wiped clean by Aike. Deidara. Damn it. The leader was so easily wiped out. Wouldn't the Akatsuki organization disintegrate? Hidan. What the hell? No one can handle Aike's delicious food. Everyone in our organization was fooled. Kakuzu. Hey, the organization is so completely over. Kakashi. Who would have thought that Aike's dishes would play such a big role, and his dream has come true. Black Soil. As expected of Ake's husband, so what if he doesn't know ninjutsu? Why don't we still take the strongest organization in the genin world? Little Sakura. What did you add to your cooking? Ino. Chakra. He added chakra. Akatsuki. Seeing that Nagato had also fallen, everyone sighed secretly. Whoever thought that they would be defeated by Ake in this way in this life? Conan stood beside Pain, his eyes sparkling. Then he looked back at a certain place unconsciously and said with emotion. Why, then, Ake didn't show up with us. If there is such food, Nagato will not be so miserable. Next, in the video. After Nagato and Conan cried for a long time. The mood of the two gradually calmed down. And Conan also told Nagato that what he said before was a lie to him. The purpose is to let him eat Ake's dishes that can dissolve hatred. At the same time, all the people they organized regretted it because of these dishes and planned to start a new life. Nagato held no grudges about it either. Instead, he looked up at Ake. Tianfen said seriously. Thank you for reminding me of my original intention in avoiding a dead end. I want to repay you. Is there anything I can do for you? Ake smiled and said without the slightest hesitation. In this case, then you can help me open a shop. Isn't your original intention just for peace in the ninja world? Let more people try my food, and the ninja world will reduce a lot of hatred. Without hatred, there is no war. Isn't the peace of the ninja world not far away? Upon hearing this, Nagato immediately nodded and said. Okay, I promise you. Since this is the case, why don't we call back all the people from our previous organization and let's open a store together? After all, you also saved them, you are their savior. In any case, there should be something in return for you. Ake nodded and shook hands with Nagato enthusiastically. Naruto. Ha. I didn't expect the two to join forces again this time. Onoki. Good guy. Ake is almost invincible now, so what if he doesn't know ninjutsu? All Akatsukis are his bodyguards. Terumi Mei. The ninja world is going to be peaceful again. Deidara. The master is too good. This way he can turn the tables. Hidan. That's right. It's outrageous. How can you make the ninja world peaceful just by cooking? Kakuzu. Hey, how much talent does Ake have? I feel that no matter what kind of technology, as long as it is in his hands, it can evolve to ultimate. Kakashi. That's right, who would want to be able to eat only, but also be able to resolve the hatred in the heart. It seems that our understanding of ninjutsu is still too shallow. Haitu. As expected of my husband, back again. Little Sakura. What about Anko? What about the love story with Anko? Ino. That's right, it's almost time to get married. In the tense expectation of everyone. Then, the screen quickly rotated. Just as everyone guessed. With the support of the Akatsuki organization, Ake's career is booming. In the blink of an eye, it was already 10 years later. Seeing that the time limit for this jump was even longer, the audience in the live broadcast room were also stunned. Then, they just look in the picture, in Konoha village. On the gate of the village, a very long banner hung impressively. Congratulations to Ake and Anko for tying the knot. That's right, on this day, Ake and Anko are married. The whole village is filled with a festive atmosphere. There are lights and festoons everywhere in the village. Red strips of cloth fluttered on both sides of the street. Cheerful music and voices of blessings came. Of course, the people who come to celebrate on this day are not only the residents of the village. Representatives of the other 4 countries, 4th Kazekage, 3rd Tsuchikage, 4th Reikage, 5th Mizukage. Members of the original Akatsuki organization, Kisame, Kakuzu, Deidara, Hidan, etc. also came. They wear all kinds of festive costumes. Some were greeting each other, some were communicating, and the scene was very lively. And those who once had conflicts with each other, or who had bloody feuds, met here, as if they were old friends who hadn't seen each other for many years. They all laughed and chatted happily with each other. For example, Deidara and Onogi hug each other and laugh. Kakuzu on the side clinked glasses with Onoki and chatted happily from time to time. 4th Reikage and Sarutobi Hiruzen and Hyuga Hiyashi are also having fun. The same goes for Orochimaru, Jiraiya, Tsunade. Today, they have put aside everything, put aside all grievances, and made a special trip to celebrate the marriage of the newlyweds. Not long. The host and master of ceremonies Nagato, being pushed by Conan in a wheelchair, walked slowly to the center. He was wearing a formal suit with a bouquet of flowers on his chest. When he walked up, the noisy hall suddenly fell silent. And Nagato also announced the official start of the wedding. Ake and Anko walked onto the main stage and stood in front of everyone holding hands. The whole venue resounded with warm applause and cheers. "Excuse me, sir, are you willing to marry the lady next to you?" Nagato coughed lightly, glanced at Ake next to him, and asked solemnly. Ake nodded and said loudly, "I do." Then, Nagato turned his head again and looked at Anko seriously. "Ma'am, would you marry the gentleman next to me?" "I would too." The atmosphere at the scene reached its peak in an instant. Everyone cheers loudly, and this festive scene immediately made the audience in the live broadcast room dumbfounded. After a few seconds of silence, everyone immediately boiled up. Kakuzu. Me. Damn. Namikaze Minato. This scene is really magical. Deidara. My mother. This wedding is really big. All the famous people in the ninja world are here. Hidan. Isn't that right? A few of us are sitting and chatting with the shadows of the 5 major countries without incident. Xiao. The most outrageous thing is the host, right? Our leader actually became the master of ceremonies, and the professionalism of this speech is also jaw-dropping. Yurihong. Am I dreaming? Can such a beautiful side appear? Haitu. It's a scene that I can't even imagine in my dreams. It's bigger than the scene when I got married. Onoki. Damn it. Did Deidara and that Kakuzu chat with me that much? Jiraiya. Orochimaru. This bastard can chat with me and Tsunade so happily? I never had such a scene when I was young. Kakashi. All of this seems to be really happy. Uchiha Madara. Isn't this scene the peaceful world I want most now? Conan. Oh. If this is really possible, how wonderful it would be. Anko. Oh. My wedding with Ake. The whole ninja world came here. It's so wonderful. Nagato. I'm actually the master of ceremonies. Sasuke. This is really outrageous. Just when everyone was complaining in disbelief. Soon, on the screen, 20 years have passed. The camera turns. The breeze was blowing and the sun was just rising. The door of the Ichiraku ramen restaurant was opened. Middle-aged, but young-looking Ake came out of the shop. Then a long lazy waist was born. Oops, another good day. The villagers passing by also greeted warmly at this time. Boss you still got up so early today. Yo, is the door open? Ake. Remember to leave 2 servings of fried rice for me later, and take them home with you. Ake smiled and nodded in response to everyone. At this time, a person walked towards him. This person was thin, with white hair, but half of his face seemed to be scalded, with old lines. He smiled and said, "Morning, Ake, what's for breakfast today?" Ake smiled and said, "There is a new product today, I will try it later, Obito." That's right, the man who just appeared is Uchiha Daiwang. Seeing that Obito actually appeared, the audience in the live broadcast room were stunned. However, it hasn't waited for everyone to complain. In the picture, Kakuzu, whose appearance has not changed from 100 years ago, walked over from the side. Next, Uchiha Itachi, Hidan, Kisame. Those members of Akatsuki, except Deidara, unexpectedly all appeared in Konoha village. Moreover, they 033 greeted Ake enthusiastically. Obviously they all lived in Konoha and became a member of this place. Yurihong. Well, these terrorists are actually living in Konoha village? Deidara. What the hell? Everyone ran to Konoha except me. You all stayed near Master Ake's shop, right? Hidan. I'm going. I've become Konoha's man. Onoki. You guys were washed away by Ake's delicious food, and it's okay for Konoha to understand. What's going on in this area? How did he clean it up? Kakashi. Exactly. I just saw Obito for the first time. I thought he was looking for trouble again. Anko. Damn it. This guy used to be the culprit who deceived his master and killed his ancestors and killed the family of the 4th generation. How could he appear in our village so easily? Sarutobi Hiruzen. That's right. This kind of bastard should be executed immediately, and he shouldn't be forgiven. The old man's daughter-in-law was killed by this guy. 4th Raikage. HMPH, didn't Uchiha Itachi also be forgiven by your 3rd generation project? Luosha. It can only be said that the people in Konoha village have big hearts. These people who have been directors who have done harm to the world can accept it, which is amazing. Kakuzu. Obito launched the 9 Tails Rebellion, causing so many people to die in Konoha village, and they are wandering around Konoha as if nothing happened. Unbelievable. Namikaze Minato. Hey, all of this may be the result of Ake's food for diffusing hatred. Even if he commits a heinous crime, he will be forgiven by everyone. Kusakina. This is unbelievable. This wave of ache directly made the whole ninja world let go of hatred and live in harmony, which stunned everyone. And at this moment, inside the video, the curtain was drawn. A slim, slender woman with exquisite facial features also came out of the shop. She looked at Ache with a smile and said, "Honey, I'm going to buy some fresh vegetables." Why? Seeing this person, the audience in the live broadcast room were stunned. Naruto. This is Teacher Anko. Kakashi. Damn. Trough. This mature woman who still maintains an excellent figure and looks about 30 is actually Anko. Are you kidding me? Jiraiya. No way. Just now I thought it was the daughter of Ache and Anko. Hidan. Hey. How did you maintain this figure? In a life without Ache, Anko is already a fat woman at this time. Haitu. Is she in her 40s now? Why does she look a little older than me? Kusakina. Could it be that Ache's cooking has the effect of maintaining youth? Otherwise, it's really unreasonable. Little Sakura. Ah. I really envy Teacher Anko. Onoki. No? I think it should be Anko's happiness, the effect of regular exercise and maintenance. Tsunade. That's right. It's surprising to find a dish that can resolve hatred, but if you can also come up with a dish that keeps you young and beautiful, it's off the charts. Tamari. No matter what, Anko like this is worthy of envy and hatred. In the live broadcast room, many viewers were shocked. No one expected that after more than 20 years, Anko, who is already in her 4th year, still maintains a good figure and appearance. To know before at this age, she's turned into an ugly, fat old woman. And saw this scene. In Konoha village, Anko himself is also extremely shocking. How could this be? Is it because I married Ache, or because I ate Ache's food? You didn't grow old and fat at all, and it feels more and more feminine. Seeing himself in this new life, Anko couldn't help but start to fantasize. If there is such a life, it is really perfect. Anko. Ache, are you there? Anko, are you somewhere in the ninja world? Talk to me. Immediately afterwards, in the screen. Soon, it was almost noon. The store business is also very hot. At this time, the audience found that Kurenai Yuhi, Shizune, Azuki Yuyan, Inazuka Zuo and others came to eat one after another. And outrageously so. These ladies who are about the same age as Anko are all equally youthful and beautiful. 20 years have not left too many traces on them. Everyone is in perfect shape. The skin is almost like a 20-year-old girl. Among so many female customers, except for a few old grandmas who are really old, the rest of them look similar to before. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room immediately started discussing. Kakashi. No way. Yurihong, Shizune and the others are about the same age as Anko, and they also look so young. Tsunade. That's definitely right. Ache definitely made the recipe for eternal youth. Yurihong. Wow. I look like someone in her 40s. It's incredible. Jiraiya. I really hope that Ache can live in our life. This scene is too wonderful. Sarutobi Hiruzen. Since Ache can make dishes that let go of hatred, such trivial things as maintaining youth should not be difficult. Terumi Mei. Ah. This is good news for all women in the ninja world. Haitu. Husband, are you there? Terumi Mei. Ache, are you watching? Please answer. Anko. Husband. Are you really there? Azuki Shion. I offer 100,000 taels. Offer a reward for Ache's trail. Yurihong. I will add 200,000 taels. Shizune Kato. It's really scary to be able to achieve the effect of Master Tsunade's Hyakugo technique just by cooking. Studio. Almost all women couldn't help but exclaim. They really hope that Ache can actually appear in their current world. They don't expect him to be their husband. Just cook this eternal youthful dish in the video and let them taste it. Then, in the video, just when everyone was enjoying the food in the shop, sudden rumble, there was a violent explosion. Everyone was taken aback, and then ran out in a panic. Yurihong, Anko, Obito and others looked around vigilantly. Not long after, a woman covered in white landed not far away. And he is exactly the Dao style of the Otsutsuki star family that everyone has seen. Dao Shi looked at Ache and the others indifferently, and was about to pretend to be aggressive and say something. But, next second, suddenly 3 Susanos appeared in the sky. Uchiha Itachi, Uchiha Obito, Uchiha Sasuke, the 3 directly surrounded them. On the other side, Naruto also activated his own 9 tails mode, with a wave of his hand. Kakuzu, Hidan, Konan, Choji, Little Sakura, the strong Konoha, and the members of Zung Akatsuki quickly surrounded them. Looking at the menacing group of people in front of you, you can feel the powerful chakra emanating from everyone. Dao Shi was stunned immediately, and was dumbfounded in place, at a loss for what to do. Before he even started, he was stunned by fright. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room immediately laughed. Didera. Haha. This guy's expression is too funny. Just now he was showing a murderous look on his face, and he looked aloof, but the next second, he was so scared that he looked stupid and froze. 1. Hidan. I wanted to pretend to be aggressive, but I was slapped in the face in an instant. Do you think you are strong? Didn't you expect how powerful Konoha is at this time? Kakashi. I'll go. 3 Susanos, plus 9 tails, and all the other strongmen. This alien hit the iron plate. Naruto. It's so interesting. That woman's aura was captured by us in an instant. Sarutobi Hiruzen. This scene is indeed very interesting. If it was Konoha before, she would definitely be hung up and beaten by her, but now, it's not like she can do whatever she can. 1. Yurihong. You have provoked the wrong person this time. He. Ghostfish. Oh. Run for your life. What are you still doing stupidly? Jiraiya. Regarding the explosive power of these people, first generation in Uchiha Madara have to retreat when they see it. Juzuna. The other party was so scared that he didn't dare to move, he didn't say a single line. At the same time, on the star Otsutsuki. At this moment, Pu Shi, Jin Shi, Yi Shi and others all looked embarrassed. It was completely frightened. Shame, what a shame. Taoshi. Why do you feel so weak every time you appear on stage? Hey. It's really not the right time to go. Inside the video. Just when the battle is about to start. The then third Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly stepped out from the crowd. Everyone wait first. Subsequently, third generation was on crutches. Step by step, he slowly came to Dao Shi. Who are you? Why did you sneak attack on Konoha for no reason? As the Hokage of the village, you need to explain to me. Hearing this, some viewers at 1.5 in the live broadcast room immediately started to make noise again. Onoki. No way? Sarutobi Hiruzen, you old boy, haven't retired yet? Still working as a Hokage? Fourth Raikage. Hey, you're all on the crutches, you haven't passed on yet? Is it necessary? Jiraiya. Third generation is going to stay in Hokage until death? Luo Sha. I'm really obsessed with that position. Asterisk in the face of people's complaints. Sarutobi Hiruzen in Konoha village, Hokage office also blushed. He's always enjoyed being in Hokage. I just don't want others to know my true thoughts. As a result, now he has been in office for a long time, several times in a row. Damn it. This is really a bit embarrassing. Next, in the video. Facing Sarutobi Hiruzen's problem. Dao Shi hesitated, but only replied, I come from a planet far away, and I came here. Just to say hello. Sarutobi Hiruzen nodded with a smile, so it's a guest from afar. In that case, are you tired too? How about going to have a meal first? Have a meal? Momoshiki just wanted to refute. I have business to deal with here, what should I eat? However, just at this time, a charming fragrance wafted over, making him tremble inwardly. Immediately, he nodded. Follow Sarutobi Hiruzen, follow the scent, and go directly to the Ichiraku ramen restaurant. Then, the camera turned. In the store, a group of people has surrounded Dao Shi and Peach, after eating a few of the dishes Ake made. At this time, the face is full of happiness and intoxication. The previous indifference has long since disappeared. Even bragging with everyone. Oops, I really am an alien. I've said it all, I came here to pick the fruit of the god tree. Where did I expect you to be so enthusiastic? Third generation asked kindly. What fruit of the sacred tree? Others also listened with relish. Dao Shi waved his hand and said. The divine tree is the divine tree. It's just that I don't know why, that guy Kaguya is gone, and the sacred tree doesn't seem to grow, so it hasn't been picked. I originally said to replant a sacred tree, but now I think about it. It's an honor to meet you kind people here today. After I go back, I will definitely inform my clansmen and bring them to eat here when I have time. Everyone is friendly, and we will be friends in the future. Hearing this, the audience in the live broadcast room immediately began to complain crazily. Didera. Damn. This face-changing speed is too fast. A second ago, she was murderous, but now she becomes so amiable. Luo Sha. I have to say that the influence of Ake's food is beyond imagination, even aliens can't handle it. Onoki. The behavior of this white-faced man really makes people laugh. He obviously came to make trouble, but he was slapped in the face, and he still wants to be friends with people like Konoha. Orochimaru. The key point is that he was instigated by himself, and he also brought people from his own planet. Chatting, it's really getting more and more interesting. Hidan. Ha ha ha. Look at his nonsense appearance, which is in stark contrast to the initial indifference. Kakashi. I really don't know how the person involved will feel when they see this scene. Kakuzu. That must be embarrassing. The key point is that his accomplice must also feel extremely ashamed at the moment. Uchiha Madara. HMPH. This group of people thought they were extraordinary, but they were fooled by a delicious meal. Jiraiya. Seriously, this person looks like a fool at the moment, he's talking too much. For a moment, everyone in the live broadcast room went crazy. Momoshi came to the ninja world aggressively and ended up with a meal. Just mingled directly with the residents of the ninja world. He was still talking nonsense, shaking out his family fortune. It is unimaginable. At this time, on the star Otsutsuki. Jin Shi, Yi Shi and a group of people all stared at Dao Shi with glaring eyes. Bastard. Look what you're doing. Tao Shi. Why are you so ashamed? You were taken aback by the other party before, but now you've become a chatterbox? Dao Shi looked the most embarrassed right now. How did he know that after eating Ake's food, he became that ghost? I don't want to either. Damn it. It's really bad. I must find this guy named Ake. Next, in the video. This time, Ake's life has almost come to an end. Many years later, in Konoha's ward, Ake, with white hair and an old and frail face, was lying on the bed. His life has come to an end. A group of relatives, friends and descendants around them all looked sad. Even so, Ake had a faint smile on his face. He opened his mouth slightly and softly instructed his descendants. You have to live a good life. After finishing speaking, Ake seemed to have let go of all worries in his heart. Gradually, his breathing became lighter and lighter. Until finally, Ake's body stopped breathing completely. Immediately, the people around couldn't restrain their grief. Weeping one after another, Hitomi cried. They feel they have lost a loved one. A few days later, Konoha village hosted a grand funeral. The 5 major countries in the ninja world, other small countries, major hidden villages, and major organizations. No matter if it is a big man with a head and a face, or an ordinary villager. They came to Konoha one after another. Line up to pay condolences to Ake. Everyone's faces were full of grief and sadness. The eyes reveal the deep respect and longing for Ake. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room were also very moved. Deidara. Hey. Master Ake in this life is also at the end of his life. Haitu. That's right, Ake's merits and virtues can be regarded as consummated, so many people can see him off. Tamari. I'm really touched. Even some gray-haired old people came to Konoha, and everyone's expression was distraught. Terumi Mei. Ake's food is deeply remembered by everyone in the ninja world, and everyone is very grateful to him. Jiraiya. Although Ake in this life did not use force to rule the ninja world, he also brought peace to the ninja world in his own way. Onoki. At first, I was not optimistic about Ake in this life. I thought he didn't have a little chakra. How could he survive in such a harsh environment? But Ake told me with practical actions that a spoon can also resist powerful enemies. Fourth Raikage. He said at the beginning that he wanted to influence everyone with delicious food, and he thought he was a bit whimsical, but now it has really come true. Kakashi. It is true. The members of the Akatsuki organization were all resolved by Ake with delicious food, and finally became members of our Konoha. Uchiha Madara. No matter what, Ake's heart is still so kind, otherwise he wouldn't have achieved such a high achievement. Anko. If Ake really just appeared in my life like this, it would be great. Not only would there be no wars, but it would also make me live so happily. Juzuna. He. Anko, the most exciting thing for you is the food that keeps you in shape, right? Tsunade. Hey, I also want that kind of food, but I don't know if Ake in reality can make it. Terumi Mei. As long as you love beauty, you definitely want it. Ake, if you are in this live broadcast room, can you come to Kirigakure to find me? Grandma Chio. You women. Hey, Ake in this life is really strong. With his extremely high talent for food, he makes everyone live in a dream. After reading Ake's life, everyone thought he was really great. In this extremely dangerous ninja world, Ache has neither strong strength nor strong background. Just relying on a spoon, you can cook a good dish. In this way, the hatred of everyone was gradually resolved in a circular manner. Ache's dream has really come true. Let the ninja world be so easy and peaceful. Akatsuki. At this time, a group of people also looked at the big screen with a lot of emotion. Kakuzu sighed and said, Ache's food is really amazing for making me give up my current job. Hidan nodded and said, that's right, Brother Tongdu is a workaholic. And in the end we all lived in Konoha, and we completely defected to Ache, his food influence is too great. Deidara shook his head and said, I really want to know what kind of state of mind I am after eating Ache food. Because now I don't have any attachment to Iwagakure. Just when these few people communicate continuously. The rest of the people were silent. Kisame frowned, and couldn't help thinking back to the days in Kirigakure. At that time, he was indeed ruthless, he had no interest in women or money, and he only wanted to become stronger. Looking back now, he suddenly felt as if he had indeed missed something. Could it be that? In my heart, I have always hidden some regrets? Although Uchiha Itachi is expressionless, his heart fluctuates greatly. You know, the genocide plan was implemented at the beginning. Not just your own inner thoughts. There is also the relationship of form. If you don't do that, including him and your brother, you will definitely die. Over the years, Itachi would occasionally recall the happy days in Konoha. Everything can go back to the beginning, that might be really nice. Konan sighed to himself. In her heart, she hoped that everything in the video could really happen in reality. Today's Akatsuki organization has long since lost its former flavor. Everyone's goal is how to kill people and how to confuse the ninja world. It's not like it was when Yahiko was around. Stop wars, save the weak, and hope for peace in the ninja world. She couldn't help but glance back at a certain hole. Nagato, can you see clearly what 603 has in this life of Ache? And in the hole that Konan looked at. Nagato also had a sad expression on his face at this time. If the peace of the ninja world is really that simple, then it is really wonderful. However, in the real world, there is no such person as Ache. Where is hatred so easy to let go? It is even more impossible for Yahiko to come back to life again. And on the other side, Otsutsuki on the star. Yishi, Jinshi, Pushi and others all clenched their fists at this time. Unlike people in the ninja world, Ache's performance made them feel very dangerous. Even Ache for several generations easily defeated their Otsutsuki stars. This makes people who have always looked down on the Otsutsuki star clan in the ninja world feel extremely ashamed. Yishi gritted his teeth and said, this person named Ache must be dealt with. Who of you will go to the ninja world? Pushi was surprised. Hey, this person will definitely exist, do you want to go? I think it's better to be more cautious. If he is really in the ninja world, I'm afraid it will be difficult to deal with him in the future. Dao Shi stood up and volunteered. Then let me go. I want to see if this guy exists. The country of fire. In a dense forest. Ding. You have received the reward, please pay attention to check it. Ache smiled, and then slowly opened the reward. Ding. Congratulations, you have obtained the excellent cooking skills that can resolve hatred and keep youth forever. Then, in an instant, memories, usually involving many delicacies, were forced into Ache's mind. After a headache, Ache gasped heavily. Phew. So many memories came in at once, I almost broke my head. But Ache couldn't help being a little excited. Because of the golden fried rice and the magic Mapo tofu are all deeply engraved in his mind at this moment. There are even dishes for eternal youth. At this time, Ache seems to be the young leader alive, with profound skills. And while everyone was still talking about it, suddenly, the system's voice sounded again. Ding. This comparison ends here. A new round of comparison will start in 20 seconds. Hearing this, the audience in the live broadcast room gradually became quiet. Everyone slowly adjusted their mentality and focused on the screen again. Soon, the countdown is over. Ding. The comparison begins. Randomly selecting the identity of the intervener Ache. Choose success. The identity of the other party was drawn this time. Sanagakure, the younger brother of the Red Sand Scorpion. The reference character for this comparison, the Red Sand Scorpion. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room immediately started discussing again. Grandma Chio. This time, you actually compared it to my grandson? Konkuro. I heard that Scorpion's puppetry was very strong in our village, and he killed the third generation. Third Kazekage. HMPH. The old man was attacked by him. This guy is my Sanagakure traitor. What is the comparison? Onoki. Then Ake is likely to save Scorpion this time and lead him to the right path, right? Sarutobi Hiruzen. That's right. It's probably the same as when I was Neji's younger brother. Terumi Mei. Anyway, Scorpion is now a member of the Akatsuki organization and is very powerful. At least Ake won't know how to use ninjutsu this time like in his life just now. Deidara. Oh. What a pity, Master Ake may have to inherit Brother Shia's art this time. Tamari. Wow. That's great. Finally the one who let Ake interfere with our Sanagakure. I should have a chance to marry Ake this time, right? Luo Sha. Cough cough, the age gap between you and him is at least 20 years old, impossible. Tamari. So what? Age is not a problem, while everyone was discussing. Akatsuki. Scorpion was also a little dazed at this moment. He didn't expect it to be his turn this time. The key is that he still has some secrets. If this is played, won't it all be exposed? The heart of the Scorpion is extremely restless. Deidara at the side enthusiastically patted Xiao on the shoulder and said, Brother Scorpion, this time you will show your talents, and you may very well become the ruler of the ninja world. With the help of Master Ake, your life is absolutely wonderful. Xiao glanced at Deidara indifferently. Let go, let's go. Deidara pursed her lips and let go of her hands unhappily. Then, not long. The live broadcast also started. The first one to play is naturally the reference character, Scorpion's life. Wow wow wow. Accompanied by a few crisp cries. Scorpion was born. Fair skin, lovely looks, red hair. It looks very cute. Mother-in-law Xiao is holding the young Scorpion, and both Scorpion's parents are very happy. However, the picture changed when Scorpio was 3 years old. The second ninja war broke out. Sand Shinobi engages Konoha. Scorpion's parents were killed by Hitaki Kakashi's father, Hitaki Sakumo. So far, Scorpion has become an orphan. He is taken care of by his grandma, Xiao. Since then, the Scorpion who lost his parents has become very withdrawn. Xiao wanted to divert the pain and grief of losing his parents to his grandson Xiao. Therefore, the puppetry was taught to Scorpion. However, what Xiao didn't expect was, Scorpion's puppetry talent is very high, and he is very interested in it. Basically, if she teaches it once, Scorpions can learn it immediately. You can even draw inferences about other cases from one instance, making the research more thorough. When Xiao was 6 years old, Scorpion learned all the puppet arts taught by Xiao. It can even be said to be very grandmaster, in the same year. Maybe the Scorpion really misses his parents. He created puppets in the likeness of his parents to accompany him. And the father and mother puppets are the first pair of puppets made by Scorpion. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room immediately became excited. Jiraiya. No way. This kid made his parents into puppets. Tsunade. Looks like I miss my parents so much. Yurihong. But, don't you think it's scary? After all, it's a dead person. Don't you be afraid if you just put it next to you every day? Little Sakura. For some reason, I always feel that the two puppets are like living things. Chio. Hey, this is where Scorpion's talent is so strong. The puppets he makes are very realistic and are very skillful in manipulating them. Senju Hashirama. However, all of this is the impact of the war, which made this child lose his parents. Asuma. Kakashi, you kid, pay more attention to this man. Your father killed his parents, maybe sometime he will take revenge on you. Kakashi. What happened in the previous life doesn't need to continue to the present, right? Deidara. So how do you say it accurately? Didn't you see that big brother Scorpion keeps his parents by his side? That means it's obvious, this revenge must be avenged. Next, in the video. The more research the Scorpion's puppet art becomes, the more powerful it becomes. In the process, he made powerful puppets such as Crow, Sanjiao Fish, and Black Ant. Although the Scorpion put all its energy on the study of puppetry. But he never forgot his hatred. But since Konoha's White Fang committed suicide because of another mission, it made Scorpion unable to seek revenge from him. So, put the hatred on Third Kazekage. Because Scorpion felt that Third Kazekage, as the village head of Sanagakure, was due to his negligence, which caused Konoha to attack and force his parents to die. So Scorpion looked for an opportunity and finally assassinated the Third Kazekage. However, after killing Third Kazekage, the Scorpion was still not relieved. After he directly dried his corpse, he also made it into a human puppet. Seeing this scene, the entire live broadcast room was silent for a few seconds. Immediately afterwards, everyone was amazed. Kakashi. F*K. This scorpion turned a shadow into a puppet. Anko. Oh my god. Is this something a normal person can do? It's just training puppets, using all the corpses? Konkuro. I'm going. This is the first time I know about this. What a miserable third-generation project. Tamari. No, you didn't make a mistake, right? Lord Third Kazekage was not only killed in a sneak attack, but his body became a puppet weapon of Scorpion. Onoki. Haha. This shit can be regarded as the most aggrieved shadow of death, right? Deidara. Brother Scorpion, you are a real bull, is this okay? Third Kazekage. Damn it. You bastard Scorpion. You killed the old man, isn't it enough to vent your anger? You even used the old man's body. How vicious your heart is. Third Raikage. You Sanagakures are really weak. It's okay for a shadow to be killed by a young man's sneak attack, and the corpses are all used. I'm really speechless. Second Mizukage. I remember that your fourth Kazekage was attacked and killed by Orochimaru, right? Ha ha ha. Hidan. Yes. That's right. Is their Sand Shinobi location poisonous? They were assassinated, every single one of them. Luo Sha. I'm not dead yet. Don't talk nonsense. At this time, everyone in Sanagakure felt their faces were hot. The strongest shadow in my family has fallen to such a miserable state. It's so embarrassing, I can't hold my head up. Pure Landworld. Third Kazekage was swearing non-stop. Damn thing. Bastard Scorpion. Where is the old man sorry for you? What does the death of your parents have to do with me? You don't seek revenge from the murderer, why kill me? If you kill it, you will kill it. Unexpectedly, it was dried and made into a puppet. Next, in the video. The reason why the Scorpion's puppetry is considered very strong. The reason is that the third Kazekage puppet he made can still maintain the strength of his life and use the ninjutsu he used in his life. At this point, Xiao also left the village and became a traitor. Later, under Conan's induction, he successfully joined the Akatsuki organization. And in the organization, Scorpion has never given up on researching his own puppetry. Xiao believes that art is something that can be preserved and passed on for a long time, that is, eternal beauty is art. So he wants to make everything a puppet that won't disappear. And this idea is similar to Orochimaru, who was still in the Akatsuki organization and wanted to pursue immortality. Afterwards, the two cooperated tacitly to conduct an experiment for a period of time. Later, Orochimaru left. Scorpion studied alone for a while. In the end, this way of deviating from the principle of life pushed the puppet and art of Scorpion to a climax. He also made himself an incorruptible puppet. And Scorpion will always maintain a red-haired, youthful appearance. Seeing this, the audience in the entire live broadcast room became excited again. Deidara. Ah. Then, that boy is the real body of Big Brother Scorpion? Hidan. I'm going. Isn't it? So young. And it's still like that forever. Fourth Raikage. Hey. Are you focusing on the wrong point? The point is that Scorpion finally made himself a puppet. Haitu. What is going on in his mind? He doesn't even let go of his own body. Jiraiya. This must be crazy. Just like that idiot Orochimaru, looking for a way not to die. Tsunade. I never expected that this person played at such a high level. He also buried himself under the puppet technique. Chio. Grandson. Why are you so obsessed with puppetry? It's my fault. I made you go down a road of no return. Sarutobi Hiruzen. It's too unbelievable. Someone has practiced puppetry to such an extent. Onoki. What a guy. The old man calls it a guy. For a moment, everyone was amazed. Who would have thought of such a talented puppet master as Xiao? He even turned his own body into a puppet, unbelievable. But in the Akatsuki, everyone looked at the grimace on the back in unison. From the hole of the grimace protruded a strange shape of iron tail like a scorpion. The body of the scorpion. Hidan was stunned and said, Xiao, there is a delicate body hidden under you? Deidara yelled, Brother Scorpion, so you are still so young? You were dressed up like this. Others were also surprised. Scorpion, you're hiding really deep. Amazing. So you are not the ugliest person in our organization. I underestimated you. Scorpion. Facing the ridicule of the crowd, Chang's face was also embarrassing. He roared angrily. Don't even look. What's there to see? Damn bunch of bastards. Next, in the video. Scorpion sneaked into Sanagakure with Deidara and captured Gaara. After just leaving Sanagakure, Konkuro catches up. A fight broke out between the two, because the three puppets, Crow, Sanjiao Fish, and Black Ant, used by Konkuro are also made of scorpions. Therefore, in the battle with Konkuro, Vice Admiral easily saw through his moves and defeated Konkuro without any effort. Then, not long, Grandma Chio and Haruno Sakura also chased after her. Scorpion confronted the two again, in battle. Grandma Chio used puppetry to treat little Sakura as a puppet and smashed the Scarlet Scorpion hiding, revealing her real body. This made Chio's mother-in-law dumbfounded. In any case, she never expected that the Scorpion would also refine her body into a puppet. Subsequently, the Scorpion took out the third Kazekage puppet to fight. And Grandma Chio took out the puppets that Scorpion made of her parents to fight against. After the two sides fought for a while, the puppets of third Kazekage are so strong that they can perform all kinds of ninjutsu in life. The Chio mother-in-law who fought is losing every day. It's just that Scorpion didn't expect that little Sakura could break his toxin. As a result, third Kazekage's puppet was smashed by the little Sakura. Immediately afterwards, Grandma Chio immediately took out the white secret technique, Kinmatsu, and 10 people attacked. Scorpion, on the other hand, used the secret skill of red and 100 machines to fight against it. Boom boom boom. Although the 100 machines exercise is indeed very strong. But, finally, Grandma Chio succeeded in a surprise attack with father and mother dolls. It pierced the regeneration nucleus of the Scorpion, which is the heart of the Scorpion. In the end, the Scorpion died on the spot. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast immediately started talking. Kakashi. I have to say, this genius puppet master is still very strong. These few battles are very exciting. Little Sakura. Alas, it's a pity that no one can escape from the embrace of their parents. Jiraiya. That's right. As expected of joining the Akatsuki organization, the strength is above the level of Tiantian. Konkuro. It's really admirable that he can use 100 machines to perform 463. No one in the village has reached this level at present. Tamari. Hey, what a sad life, he seems to have nothing but puppetry. Terumi Mei. That's right. I ended up dying at the hands of my grandma, and it's a worthy death. Chio. Hey, look forward to the life that Ake interferes with, can change the Scorpion. Then, not long, in the live broadcast room. Ding. The first video has finished playing, and the second video will be played next. That is, the video after Ake interfered. Hearing this, everyone continued to discuss heatedly. Didera. Haha. Master Ake is finally coming to interfere in Brother Scorpion's life. I'm so looking forward to it. What will happen? Tsunade. This time Ake will definitely have the talent for puppetry. I hope he can perform supernormally again and lead the ninja world to peace. Haitu. However, I'm afraid that Ake's husband will be swayed by a Scorpion later. I hope Ake won't learn how to make human corpses into puppets, that's just too scary. Yurihong. Well, that's true. Such a person is indeed terrifying. I hope that after Ake interferes in his life, he will change this Scorpion instead of being ruined by the Scorpion. Uchiha Madara. Well, Ake is kind-hearted, and will definitely change this person, and then lead their Sanagakure people to the pinnacle of life. Onoki. That's right. Ake also has talent this time, and his strength will definitely become very strong, and he will probably rule the ninja world again. Senju Hashirama. Haha. Let's wait and see, not long. The video also continues to start playing. Sanagakure. Chio's house. Wow wow wow. A newborn baby arrives. And he is the younger brother of the Red Sand Scorpion, Do. They were weaned after 6 months and began to cry when they were 1 year old. When he was 2 years old, his parents were killed by Kakashi's father, Hitaki Tsukumo. So far, Ake, his elder brother and Scorpion have lived with Grandma and Chio. Because the Scorpion in this life has Ake as his younger brother. So he wasn't too lonely. The relationship between the two brothers is very good. The puppet talent is equally powerful. Scorpion's puppet art has been inherited by Chio. Ake's puppetry is basically taught by Scorpion. Just when Ake was 3 years old, Scorpion taught him very seriously. The so-called puppetry is the use of chakra lines to manipulate puppets to fight. We can create puppets with different abilities according to our own technology. It can also be hidden in the body of the puppet, which can make up for the weakness of the puppet master in close combat, and has both offense and defense. You can also install hidden weapons and organs on the puppets. Now, you learn how to control simple puppets first. Subsequently, Scorpion also made a demonstration. Connect the chakra line to the puppets such as crows that you made yourself, and then perform various actions. After Ake read it once, he also nodded. He easily made the chakra line, and then connected it to the puppet in a decent manner. However, due to lack of proficiency, the movements are very awkward. In response, Xiao shook his head, then patted Ake's head and said, "Practice slowly." The next day, Ake started his own training. First of all, he tried to operate on various small puppets made by himself. Once you've hooked up your own chakra line, it's time to get it going. It's just that such an action is very difficult. Even with talent, Ake didn't master it right away. However, he was very persistent and continued to practice tirelessly. That's it. 3 days later, Ake has been able to play with various simple dolls smoothly. When he was done, he immediately found the scorpion. Then he performed seriously in front of him. Scorpion nodded and praised. "That's right, brother, it took me a week to operate smoothly. You are better than your brother. Next, you try to control the little animal." Ake nodded. Then he ran away immediately and continued his training. First of all, Ake asked for the corpses of little mice, chickens, and ducklings from the adults. Then use the chakra line to connect to its key parts, and then control it. But because these small animals are living creatures, their body structure is not as simple as a puppet. Therefore, such training is more difficult. On the first day, Ake failed, not allowing a small animal to act according to its own will. The second day, the third day, day in and day out, morning till night. Every day Ake insists on training. Even if it was windy and rainy, he didn't care, and he still persisted. Seeing Ake working so hard, the audience in the live broadcast room couldn't help but sigh with emotion. Kakashi. Although Ake's puppetry talent is very powerful, the most important thing is to train very hard. Jiraiya. If this kind of Ake continues to grow, he will surpass Scorpion in the future and become the strongest puppet master. Deidara. Yes. You have worked so hard. You are completely silent in the world of puppetry. Yurihong. Ake seems to be more obsessed than Scorpion. Will he really follow the old path of Scorpion, and eventually train people into puppets too? Black Soil. No. Ake has always been very kind. I believe he will never do such a thing. Terumi Mei. Yes. That's right. If Ake finds out that Scorpio is doing this, he will definitely stop it. Tsunade. We have to trust Ake. He is here to save Scorpio. Everyone looked at Ake who worked so hard, and some people couldn't help worrying, would he become like Scorpion? In the future, human corpses will also be made into puppets. However, more people believe that Ake is a very kind person. Absolutely not like that. If it is discovered that Scorpion uses people to make puppets, it is more likely to stop Scorpion. Next, in the screen. Time flies. A month passed like this. As for Ake, he has also mastered the essence of puppetry. He can finally manipulate small animals and act according to Ake's thoughts. Immediately afterwards, Ake did not go to his brother to show off this time. Instead, keep practicing hard. Now that small animals can be manipulated, what about larger animals? Therefore, Ake caught some cats, puppies, and even calves for experiments. 3 months later, in a clearing in Sanagakure, Ake was standing there straight, and in front of him was the corpse of a tall old cow. Ake's expressionless face began to gather chakra inside him. Then, Tianji instantly launched a series of chakra lines. Then, these threads were put on various parts of the body. Rise. Accompanied by Ake's soft moan. The old cow, which was about to dry out, was directly controlled by him to stand up. Then Ake manipulated the corpse to start walking back and forth. Sometimes let it do some difficult movements, such as jumping twice, spinning in the air, etc. After a while, Ake retracted his chakra and sat down on the grass. Finally succeeded. Afterwards, Ake lay there and fell asleep soundly. 2 hours later, Ake sat up, then he looked straight at the old cow's body, and said a little lonely. Animals of this size can be manipulated, so what should I do next? I always feel that there is still something missing, some don't know how to train next. Besides, it is indeed a bit boring to manipulate animals for so long. After meditating on the spot for a long time, Ake immediately jumped up again. That's right, I should ask my brother. Seeing this, some viewers in the live broadcast room suddenly felt something was wrong. At such a young age, Ake Mungniu is already very good at controlling such a big cow. However, Ake was not satisfied yet. Then what else does he want to do? With all kinds of questions, everyone continued to watch. Immediately afterwards, the camera turned. Ache found Scorpion, who was making a puppet at home. "Brother, I have something to do with you." Xiao was busy and said without raising his head. "What's the matter? Tell me." After hesitating for a while, Ache said, I want to be a human puppet." Xiao immediately turned his head, and then took a deep look at his younger brother. Then, after a while, Xiao put down the work in his hands, stood up, and said with a sigh. "Human puppet, is that the most complicated and hardest kind of puppet to learn? You are still young, let's talk about it later." The audience in the live broadcast room were all shocked at this moment. Didera. F*K. Trough. Master Ache even took the initiative to learn how to manipulate human puppets. Anko. Why is Ache's husband like this? My thinking is completely wrong. Yurihong. I thought Ache would stop Scorpion from making human puppets in his life this time, but he himself proposed to learn this. Kakashi. It seems that Ache will also fall into darkness, right? Jiraiya. His obsession is no less than that of a scorpion. You have to stop. Otherwise, there will be big problems. Hidan. Hey. It's getting more and more interesting. I don't know what kind of things Ache will make. Naruto. It must be very exciting, just like the bomb before. Everyone was surprised that Ache would ask Xiao about human puppets. Originally they thought that Ache would block the Scorpion, but it seems to be the other way around. Next, in the video. Hearing Scorpion's refusal, he muttered dissatisfiedly. Brother, I'm not young anymore. Besides, now that I can control the corpses of very large animals, there is no need to practice anymore. Xiao frowned, then thought for a while before slowly opening his mouth and saying. Well, since that's the case, brother will tell you a little bit about the process of making human puppets. First of all, you need to have the corpse of a normal person. The stronger it is, the more powerful the puppet you will make. Secondly, you learn to take out the heart, lung lobes, intestines and other organs in the corpse. Then, peel it again and clean it up. Finally, after professional anti-corrosion treatment. In short, the process is quite complicated, and there can be no mistakes. Otherwise the puppet material produced will be very affected. It's too early for you. When I first started doing these things, it didn't go very well. Hear what Scorpion said about this process. Most of the audience in the live broadcast room were stunned. People who are still in the world can't even help but feel nauseous. Yurihong. Just thinking about this process makes one's scalp tingle. Little Sakura. I can't, I'm already retching. It's terrible. Naruto. This Scorpion speaks so calmly, it seems that he has done many such things. Hidan. Ha ha ha. That's inevitable. Aren't the puppets shown by Big Brother Scorpion all human puppets? Tsunade. It's really cruel. I don't have any courage in my heart, so I gave up at the first step. Jiraiya. This kind of practice is really against human ethics. People who can do these things have extremely dark hearts. Terumi Mei. After hearing this, Ache should give up immediately, and then decisively stop Scorpion, right? Haitu. For sure. What a kind person Ache is. He will never do such a cruel and inhumane thing. Konkuro. Even though I am also a puppeteer, I really don't dare to manipulate corpses like this. Chio. Hey. I hope Ache never learns from it. While everyone was talking about it, inside the video. After hearing what his brother said, Ache also remained silent for a long time, lost in thought. Afterwards, he bid farewell to Scorpion and left alone. Seeing this, many viewers were a little puzzled. Why didn't Ache refute Scorpion immediately? What is he thinking? And I always feel that Ache this time seems to have a slightly different feeling. In the previous bombs and cooking, he was very positive. But this time, I always feel that there is an inexplicable sense of weirdness in Ache's eyes. Next, in the screen. After returning home, Ache was silent and didn't think about eating or drinking. Either sit there in a daze or lie motionless. It was like this for 2 days in a row. This makes some viewers can't help worrying. Yurihong. What's wrong with Ache? Was he frightened by Scorpion's words? Tsunade. It should be. We adults are full of thoughts when we hear it, let alone he is still a child. Terumi Mei. I'm afraid I'm thinking about how to stop the Scorpion. Onoki. No, something is wrong. I always feel that something is going to happen. Ino. I always feel. This time Ache is different from the previous times. Little Sakura. I think so too. It seems that it is not so bright and majestic. It looks a bit gloomy. Shikamaru. Shouldn't it be blackened? Kakashi. Don't say it's really possible. In this era, the Ninja World War is about to break out. I don't know what kind of feelings Ake will have after watching those life and death. The audience held their breath and watched quietly. At this time, inside the video, the evening of the third day. It was pitch black outside, with no light at all. Bang. Suddenly, the door of a room was opened. Then everyone saw Ake in black coming out from inside. He sneaked and quickly ran to the morgue not far from the village. Then, he sneaked in secretly, holding a corpse in his hand, and carefully inspected it left and right. Immediately afterwards, quickly fled home. Seeing this, the audience in the live broadcast room instantly became excited at this moment. Terumi Mei. Nani. Ake ran to steal the corpse in the middle of the night. Yurihong. Oh my god. This is not true. I must be dazzled. Didera. Damn. Master Ake thought for 2 days, and went to the morgue in the dark. Hidan. Ha ha ha. Awesome. Ake is going to study human puppets himself. Haitu. Why is this happening? Ake's husband, shouldn't he be thinking about how to stop the scorpion? Is this still the Ake I know? Jiraiya. Ake has been thinking about how to get the corpse these 2 days. Could it be that he is thinking about the process of how to make a human puppet? The character of Ake in this life seems to be a little different from the past. 2. Onoki. Good guy. This old man really guessed completely wrong. 4th Raikage. It's amazing, so young, so courageous. Xiao. Ake is going to be the second scorpion, right? Sarutobi Hiruzen. I'm curious. Whether Ake really wants to start making puppets by himself next. Those few steps are not so simple to do. Anko. No. Don't. Ake, you have to hold on. Producer puppet. That is basically the ultimate forbidden technique of the puppet master. Once it starts, it means stepping into the restricted area, and there will be no turning back. Scorpion. To be so old that you have to come into contact with human puppets. This guy, maybe this time he will become a monster. For a moment, everyone was dumbfounded. Who would have thought that Ake would go to steal the corpse after 2 days of not thinking about eating and drinking at home? Then his intention is very obvious. It is very likely that he wants to study human puppets alone. Next, video C. After Ake returned home. He immediately put the body directly in the bathroom. Light the candles and go into the kitchen. Not long after, Ake took out tools such as knives, ropes, and gloves from the kitchen. When everything is ready, he turns on the tap. Without a trace of hesitation, he lifted the knife and cut a hole from the stomach of the corpse. Blood water burst out instantly, staining a large area red. However, Ake's expression was very calm, and he didn't feel uncomfortable about it. He calmly put his hand into his belly. The heart, internal organs and other organs were pulled out from the inside and put aside. Finally, Ake cleaned the empty shell of the house with water. Then, after soaking the corpse in warm water for a while, he began to peel the skin. However, because he didn't grasp it well, he accidentally broke a large piece when peeling the skin. Why? Ake sighed, then shook his hand immediately. After packing up your own knives and other tools. He poured some oil over the corpse and the exhumed organs, and threw the candle over. The fire burns instantly. From the beginning to the end, Ake was very calm. It is impossible to tell that this is a child who is only 4 or 5 years old. And this scene made the audience in the live broadcast room completely silent for tens of seconds. Not long after that, everyone erupted. Naruto. I'm going. This is too scary. Kakashi. Hey, Ake, this is just starting to get started, and it's like a veteran. Yurihong. Oh my god. Ake is too calm. He actually handled the corpse without fear. Haitu. He just has a big heart. I can't bear to watch it anymore. It's too scary. Hidan. Damn it. Ake is less than 4 years old, right? Why is he so calm? Didera. F*K. Trough. Master Ake is too fierce, isn't he? How dare he? Little Sakura. Oh. Ake is like an executioner, ruthless. Woohoo. I don't want Ake to be like this. Haitu. It's over. Ake's life will really go astray this time, and the key is that he is so proficient. Anko. I'm really afraid of something, just come here. What should I do? Who can stop Ake and tell him not to practice? 4th Raikage. Is it okay to go on like this? The second scorpion is about to be born. Sarutobi Hiruzen. What a guy. My husband calls it a guy. Onoki. It's too cruel. I can't stand it any longer. Orochimaru. Chattering, it's interesting. The future development of such Ake is very interesting. Uchiha Madara. Is Ache in this life the one who fell into darkness? Watching Ache handle the corpse so easily and calmly. Most of the audience in the live broadcast room were stunned. Ordinary normal human beings, who can do such a thing? That was a human corpse, a once living person, not an animal. He didn't change his face, and went directly to the people. Many viewers can't bear to watch it. Next, in the video. Arrived the next day. In the morning, the sun has just risen. Ache went out normally. He was looking for Xiao, and wanted to know how to solve the situation he encountered last night. On the way, Ache met two Sand Shinobi ninjas who had just changed classes. The two murmured softly. Hey, let me tell you, I went to the morgue this morning to move the corpse, and found that one county was missing. Really? Maybe I remembered it wrong before. Otherwise, it's not a corpse, ha ha ha. I don't know, the people above don't care anyway. Okay. Don't think so much, go eat something, I'm starving. Ache didn't stop, and his demeanor didn't change. As if it had nothing to do with him. Soon, he came to the door of a bungalow in the village, and then pushed the door open and entered. Elder brother. Xiao was still eating breakfast, looked up and said. Ache. What are you doing here so early? Ache said calmly, I want to see your puppet. Xiao fixed his eyes on Ache, hesitated for a few seconds, then nodded, and said unhurriedly, then wait a minute. After a few minutes. After the scorpion had eaten and picked up everything. Then Ache was brought into the back room. Then, he took out a human puppet he had made. Placed in front of Ache. This is something I developed recently, it can be seen, but it cannot be touched. There are some organs above, be careful, don't be accidentally injured.